Not yet. Okay, go.
So, mi presentaciones es en Panamá. La bandera, los colores son rojo, azul y blanco. El blanco representa la paz, la estrella, el azul representa la fuerza y la honestidad. La estrella rojo representa la autoridad y la ley. So, la capital es Ciudad Panama. The population is 3.864 million people, and el presidente es Juan Carlos Varela.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. Good.
No. Okay.
So, música y comida. For music, I have this flip. I don't know if it's working or
Wait,
not.
what kind of music is it?
It's like reggae.
Oh.
I don't know if it's working.
Reggaeton.
Reggaeton. I don't know if it's working or not. I have to plug it in.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
I don't know if it's playing.
I'm really jamming.
It's not playing.
What about your volume?
My volume is on.
Up.
Hold up. Okay, now let's shut it.
It just turned off the lights.
Where is this? Oh, it's not violent. Okay.
Honestly, all the Spanish people speak strong.
Who's your drummer?
That's what it is.
Okay, oh wait, hold on. You gotta go back. We gotta find out which one is Mr. Fox and which one is Gabriel. Okay.
The skinny one's Gabe.
Jerry listens to them. He's in the process of a collab.
Alright, still on. Gabriel Lamente. I think the big guy's Gabriel Lamente. I think little guy is Mr. Fox.
This little guy is Gabriel, and this one is Mr. Fox.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because I've listened to his music.
With a pen, that's dangerous.
I don't believe it. Do not believe it.
Take notes.
Oh, yeah, Jerry, San Francisco.
Okay. Comidas tradicionales son los tamales y sancochos.
What's sancocho?
It's like a stew that they normally eat.
Is there a banana in that?
No, it's potatoes.
Yeah, those right there, those are plantains. Plantains, papas. That picture, that's sancocho.
Cerca están los
Jerry,
países.
move on the other PC. Yeah, move to the front. I need you to pay attention.
That's so close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, alright.
Thank you.
Oh, bro. My pleasure.
Go.
So, cerca están los países de Costa Rica y Colombia. Y el idioma es español.
Sweet.
So, clima. El climático es el tiempo, es el mismo que Hawái. Caliente, húmedo y viento. Industria. Hoy la industria es el canal de Panamá. Sorry.
Pause it. You need to really watch this. Can you pause it? How long is that video?
47, but I found like a little thing.
Yeah, it's just watch the whole 30 minutes.
Well, why did you go?
No, it's not. There's a
I love my note card.
segments where
Did you watch this entirely?
I did. It's actually pretty cool.
Bless this through.
Okay, I really need you to learn about this, okay? Just a little bit.
Oh, we have.
Let's
This is
see
a
if
learning
it is.
experience. All 47 minutes, though.
No. Next time we will, but maybe 5 minutes into the
7
video.
minutes.
Ashen.
Oh, what's your name? Just like.
Okay, try.
Oh, man.
Maybe the outlet that you connect to the computer is wrong.
No, it
No?
is the only one.
Welcome to Space Mountain.
It has to work. Because I just used them.
In Space Mountain? That's a great ride.
Come.
Maybe we should all watch it one by one for 5 minutes each. Good idea.
Space Mountain?
45 minutes.
Okay, when you open your computer before
Listen, you have to exit.
I've heard my same thing. It's so much okay, nice. You go up. And then it's like,
Exit from the projector. No, no, no. How do you exit this Apple computer from the projector?
oh, God.
I didn't get the range. I was like,
yeah.
If it doesn't work, then it's okay.
At least with this equipment, she said she'll take it before you take it.
wait, do you?
But yeah.
You see how it has anything? Like, there's a asset right now, and then.
Nothing. Okay.
Well, there we go.
It's okay. Okay, just let's watch for a couple minutes then, and next time I'm just gonna show you a documentary about this. So I need everyone quiet and high. That's all in volume?
Yeah. This is all I have.
That's all you got?
Put subtitles on. Put
CC.
subtitles on.
CC video.
See, it's okay. Okay, thank you.
Oh. No, you could Wow, sick video.
Bennett, I don't like your sarcasm.
Remember, we're recording this presentation, yeah? What is it?
This wide and deep waterway can handle traffic on larger ships. Panama wants to keep pace with its competitor. It'll have to push through more ships than ever before. Two giant vessels are speeding toward from opposite directions, and both will push the canal's machines to their limits.
Wow.
Okay, it's ready.
Each of the failed chambers stretches 300 meters, nearly long enough for the tower to lie flat. Once a water supply of 6 bodies can sit on top of each other, the single chamber can pack in nearly 3,000 buses. When were built, the locks were the largest in the world. Today's vessels like Metty push them to the limits. The container ship will have just 5 meters to spare at either end, and only 60 centimeters on the sides. She can't make it through alone because she'd risk hitting rock walls and crumpled around. Finally, she's in. It's time for the locks to show their strength. Down below, the lock floor erupts. 100 pounds blast open, and water explodes out. 98 million liters should are locked to the lock without air pumps. It's gravity that creates this awesome force, an amazing feat for the system. It's 100 years old.
Yeah, so that's basically how it works.
That's super cool. Actually, it really is. I don't know.
Okay, can you explain what you just watched?
Um,
Jerry, Casey, not you. I know you know.
The water pushes through from underneath and pushes the vessel up.
And where is this located? And who built
Panama
it?
Canal, it's like a cycle,
The Kentucky cycle.
a system.
And
Shipping.
why is it important?
Because that's the only canal that they can get through between.
That's how they supply their water.
No.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, please, you have to realize that I can't treat you like a middle school. Yeah, when we have presentations and we have things like this, and I made an emphasis trying to put the speakers and etc. You should be, unless you know this material, then let's just keep it. Let's not really waste our time. I gave you 3 weeks. This is our 4th week into this. For you to keep chatting, talking about this. Otherwise, just grab a book and read it and come and take an exam. It's an insult to the presenter when they're trying to make it a point and you're just really don't care about the time that they spend. Don't think that I'm just grading Amy. I'm grading you as an audience as well, because you either already presented or you're going to be presenting. Okay? You understand? So we all gonna learn about the Panama Canal, not only because it's in Panama and Spanish-speaking country, but also because the United States is a country that took over after France to build the Panama Canal. And I need you to know who built it, who was their architecture, the engineers, how it works, and why it makes so much money, and why the United States left. So if you know already, let me give you a quiz. I have it ready. If you think that I'm playing here. So I don't know how you want me to say. Please tell me how you want me to tell you that you need to pay attention in this class. I'm not going to argue with you because I'm not your babysitter, I'm your teacher. Period. So you need to be doing your work, especially when I'm saying like 5 times, please pay attention to this. Otherwise, you're going to waste 2 hours at home trying to Google all the wrong information that you're going to get for us to waste another 3 hours of class trying to figure out if you got it right. She got it right, and I need you to pay attention now. You understand? Because this information, we're not going to look it up again. We don't have time for that. Remember, this foundation class is to give you 2 years of language. So it gives you the opportunity to go to BP. You don't see it that way? No problem. So please, when we have a presenter, either from our class, or I'm speaking, or you are speaking, or someone else comes to speak to this class, you need to pay attention. You need to take notes. You need to ask questions. Just like Bennett. Even if you think, oh, it's done, why should I ask? Ask. Otherwise, you're going to spend another 5 hours researching this information that is never going to happen because you have to go basketball, volleyball, football, soccer, etc. Right? So might as well learn it here. Por favor, Jerry, last time. If not, you're out of my class. Simple. I don't have time to waste with you guys. And we already have, weeks for preparation. So you can go ahead. We're going to have a quiz about Panama Canal next week. And I told you, take notes because all of these countries are important. Presidente, bandera, la 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 la. So you have all the information in front of you. I don't want you to go home and research for this again. Please, no. Do you understand? Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, Morgan.
I'm sorry.
Morgan said I was not laughing.
I'm taking notes, I promise.
I know you're taking notes, but everybody needs to take notes because I don't want you to go home and do this by yourself. It's too hard, it's too much. 21 countries. And you only know how many right now? Seriously, if I will assign all the countries to every student. We don't have time for that, okay? Okay, you can please continue.
So, la modena es Balboa panameño y los dolores de Estados Unidos.
What was the first one?
Balboa panameño. So that's like Panamanian money.
Yeah, Balboa Panameño. So write it how it sounds. Balboa Panameño.
What's the second word?
Huh?
After Balboa.
Panameño from Panama. Panamanian Balboa.
So, una famosa poeta es Consuelo Tomás, and this is a quote from her poem. So it says, lo que pasa que tampoco la muerte acepta a los pecadores. And that means what happens is that nor death accepts cowards. pueblo cuna son los nativos Alihoy. So basically these are like the natives that were here in Panama. And so pueblo cuna hablan Chibcha, that's the language that they speak. Usa blusas y faldas hechas a mano. So they make their own clothes by hand and they sell it to the tourists. And comida el aguacate, pescado y plátano, and that's basically what they eat. And there's a clip, but it's too long.
Too long.
This one?
Okay, ¿cómo se llama este grupo étnico?
Pueblo cuna.
Cuna, say cuna.
Cuna.
How do you write cuna? Muy bien. Son los nativos del área de Panamá. En Panamá no solamente es la península, sino también hay islas. They also have islands. ¿Ya? Y en las montañas en Panamá viven los cunas. They have also other groups, but la mayoría es los cunas. Mucha gente no sabe, no comprende how powerful this is, ¿no? Especialmente ahora, toda la artesanía, todas las tradiciones, las culturas vienen de los cunas. ¿Ya? ¿Puedes, por favor? ¿Ya?
Experiencing Panama's ancient treasures requires getting around on small aircraft.
Can you have subtitles?
The Cunayala Archipelago, as it's locally called, is a series of 378 islands, 49 of which are inhabited by the first settlers of Panama, whose very existence dates back to 1000 AD. They are the Kuna people, the strongest self-governing aboriginals in the Americas. Upon landing, you will first meet the chief or Sila. I attempted to greet the Sila with what Chubala in his local language today. Nakiten! Enoeni! The Sila Ricardo told his provinces abide by Panama's laws but are locally governed. So Ricardo, how did you become chief of the Sila? So, Kuna people are democratic. They elect people based on their good character. I like this culture. He went on to tell me that the economy of Cunayala is based on agriculture, fishing, and now tourism. Well, I can't do the people are keeping their lives intact and staying within the cultural traditions as much as they're doing. In many ways, the women are the guardians of the culture.
Oh my god.
Their most noted pastime is stitching the world-famous bola, which also happens to be part of their dress, among other adornments. This is the traditional permiso. Various layers of colorful fabric are stitched in the reverse applique, revealing elaborate embroidered panels that make up the front and back bolas. Bola fabrics depicting the way of life can be bought around the world. Before departing, I asked the silent, as chief, what message he would like to deliver to the world. The message from the Kunas, he said, is we should all live in peace.
preguntas para mí.
Did you say how much the Kumanos now later? I forgot to put that in there.
So it's like the Kunas, they like came together in 2008.
What was that, Jerry?
You said at the beginning that they like settled in 2008.
They moved from the big city to some. It depends. They migrated. Some of them migrated from the mountains to the city because of the economy. Yeah. However, if you go to Panama, like I go to Panama twice a year, because I'm writing these papers about Latin America, etc. But the presence of the Cunas in Panama City, there's very, very little. It's like talking about, like saying, okay, where are all the Hawaiians in Hawaii? You go to downtown, you don't see them. You see the beautiful palace,
Yeah.
but you don't see any Hawaiians. Why is that? Think about it. Yeah. So same thing with the Cunas. They are in the outskirts of the city. Number one, language limitation, because Spanish became the official language, and also English. Yeah. A lot of the people in Panama speak English. Now why? Because the industry is so big and there's so much money involved that a lot of companies from the United States they have their companies there. Yeah? And the Panama Canal brings so much money to the country. Just for gold, there's over 1 million Panameños. Now, what is the exchange of Panameño dollar? 1 to 1. 1 Panameño, $1. So US dollar is nothing. US dollar there, it's no, like you don't get 10 pesos. 1 Panameño, one Balboa, $1. Okay? Now it's very expensive country to live. An example, you know how we buy the fruits here by the pound, right? So when I went, and this varies from different countries because usually you buy by kilo. However, in Panama you buy by units. So I thought, it said, an example, 99 cents. So I thought, oh, that's great, 99 cents a pound, right? Wrong. It was 99 cents per piece. So I end up like buying 3 things, $200 groceries. So expensive. The Greek yogurt that we have here in Costco for $4.99 or $5.99? Here in Hawaii, that's one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. Top 2, Hawaii, New York, Virginia. Yeah. So, yeah. So this yogurt that it costs us here in the U.S. Hawaii, $4.99 at Costco, there is $9.99. Double. US dollars.
What?
$10. One yogurt.
So how much money do we make on that?
$10 yogi.
Now, how
They make
much?
more money than us.
Right now, they're making more money than us.
That's insane.
But not everyone. Like the salaries, what is the minimum wage in Hawaii?
7.5.
$10.
Not yet.
No. It's $7.25, I think, or $7.75. So if you are a parent and you work, I don't know, you start as a cashier in Lowe's or anywhere, or Sears or Macy's or any of these stores, even as a receptionist, you start with the minimum wage, which is $7.75. Okay, let's see, they're too good to you, they'll pay you $8, $9. After taxes, how much you take home? Nothing.
Yeah. They're actually trying to move up to minimum wage to $10.
Hopefully, that will happen. I'm not too sure yet.
Corporations who make over a certain amount of money have to be paying minimum wage.
I'm not too sure, but
I don't have
their
that good idea.
minimum wage is a salary of 1,000 Panameños or $1,000 a month. However, if you live in places, I mean, you rent alone, yeah, like in Hawaii, here's the same thing. To lease or to rent an apartment, 1 bedroom, it's at least $1,200, right? At least. So there's money now, money in your pocket for you to survive. Unless you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, or whatever, or you have a different, with a minimum wage salary, even if they pay you $15 an hour. There are professions also, like being a teacher, you don't make a lot of money, but you have to kind of live with it, right? So, same thing in these countries. The minimum a month is between 8 to 1,000, I think. So if you go and work for a bank, they will pay either $800 or $1,000, depends on the bank. So with that, you have to support yourself, pay everything you need, and if you have a family. However, what Lani said is right. They are making more money than us. They're coming in very strong right now. Yeah? Vivian. Okay, any other questions? No? Okay, go K.Q. Now, Pasadena. Okay, Puerto Rico, Chicana, almost done. Last presentation of the day.
Mi país es Puerto Rico. La población de Puerto Rico es 3.67 million people. El presidente es Barack Obama y su moneda es americano porque Puerto Rico es un territorio US.
Barack Obama is president? Really?
Bro, it's like a
Really?
state.
Yeah. What?
It's dude, it's part of our country.
Psych.
Islas de los Alrededores son Cuba, República Dominicana y Haiti and Jamaica. La bandera es de color rojo, azul y blanco. Y la bandera de Puerto Rico es diseño de la comunidad. Refleja estrechos lazos entre los patriotas de cubanos y puertorriqueños. Bandera cubana es exactamente lo contrario. San Juan es la capital de Puerto Rico. Es famoso por la playa y centros turísticos, and la populación es 389,714 people. El clima en Puerto Rico es cálido and la temperatura varía desde el alto de los años 60 a los 90 bajas. Comida popular en Puerto Rico es el arroz y los frijoles, which is rice and beans. And otro de favoritos es empanadas.
Chibara is what it's called.
It just goes on.
Cheaper.
It's how you are.
I don't know if you go for some like Spanish food right now.
Yeah, are we doing that where we have to make a discussion?
Not what I
Let me
meant.
go to the
Not
presentation.
what I meant.
Well, I know, but
Alright. Yes.
Todos los años se celebra el Día Puerto Rico con un desfile. Las mujeres usan vestidos de colores y hombres usan guayaberas. And a famous writer from Puerto Rico is Delma Argosia, and she was a historian, author, educator, and lawyer who's written about the lives and works of some of Puerto Rico's most prominent politicians of the early 20th century. And she was the first to graduate from the University of Puerto Rico with a master's degree in the field of history. And she wrote Puerto Rico Encima de Todo.
What if we all just go to U with Puerto Rico? UPR. Could be close to one. That'd be pretty chill. How long does it take to drive across Puerto Rico?
Last time they went,
A little bit. Is it
longer, but it's narrow. So you go like this. You mentioned about because, like I said, you can have ours like going white, but we stop with everything and. Okay, so ¿dónde está Puerto Rico? En
Jamaica,
Okay, ¿cómo se llama esa área? What's the name of that area?
like the capital?
No, in what ocean?
No.
You've been trying to think about it all day.
What ocean is
Like
it's on the Caribe? Yeah.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Entonces, Puerto
Atlantic
Rico
Ocean.
es especial. Why? Because it's a territory of the United States. What's that mean?
Same currency.
Doesn't own it. It's just part of the. It's part of the United States. It's a territory. That means, okay, we are under control. All the laws apply to this land.
I was at school
Okay.
in Austin.
All the be quiet. Hey. The state belongs to the United States. Part of the United States.
Territory, we're just protecting it and we're supplying.
Territory.
It's like about how they want to be.
Territory,
Or
please.
that's just straight up.
Territory means that all the laws of the United States apply to this territory, to this land, but it's never yet given to the United States as a state. Okay? Now, United States citizens can go back and forth, government can go back and forth with no permission. That's what it means. Yeah? They still, as a international diplomacy, they still have to ask because it's not a state. Yeah? Now, all the Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. Okay, so if you meet a Puerto Rican, they're not a former.
Wow.
They're citizens. All the laws apply. They can come back and forth to the United States. They hold a U.S. passport. Now, the difference is that they cannot vote
Ever?
Unless they become a U.S. citizen.
unless they become a state. They can vote for their own governors and, administration in Puerto Rico, for the government, but they cannot vote to select the president. Now,
It's not how it
there,
works to be a territory.
yeah, so there was,
There's more freedom.
actually, we take advantage of that, yeah, because their country, Puerto Rico, is in a very strict, it's a very good place to have a country for the United States, right in the middle of the Caribbean. Exactly, same thing for Guam. You know where's Guam? Okay, Guam is an island in the Pacific. Perfect, yeah? Now, it's a territory of the United States. Now, American Samoa. Yeah. Now we have two Samoans in two islands in the Pacific, American Samoa and the Pacific and Samoa. Yeah. One belongs to the United States as a territory, and the other one doesn't. Yeah. But why we have Samoa? Because it's a very good place to have. You know, it's close to Hawaii, then it's close to Asia, está en un lugar estratégico. Perfecto. Yeah. Entonces, we have military bases in Guam, and Fiji, and Samoa. Yeah. Now Lao doesn't belong to the United States, but people from Lao, Micronations and Lao, okay, they can come to the United States anytime they want. Why? Because we bombarded their land. We make them sick. A lot of them are like still with the impact of
In Laos?
yeah.
Isn't that like Mount Burma or Vietnam?
It's close to it. Yeah, it's close to Vietnam. Yeah, it's close to the mainland. Yeah, of the Asia. So they don't want to come to the United States. But in Hawaii, you see people from these countries, Lao, Micronesia, and you know there are a lot of jokes about them, of course. But they don't come here because they want to, because their land is beautiful. But why they come? Because of the health reasons. Okay. They don't have the technology that we have. And the United States made agreement with them. Why? Because we put bombs and explode their land, and we didn't want to do testing in the United States, so they went to these places, and a lot of people have cancer, a lot of people have many diseases. The good thing we don't have, but they are suffering. A lot of things, yeah? But that's a big conversation. Same thing with Panama. Now, Panama, United States took over for one. They built the Panama Canal. So if you go to Panama, you will see a lot of military bases empty. Military housing empty. Because the military presence of the United States was huge. Yeah? So, and these are very important pieces of information for you to know your own history in the United States. I'm not talking about history of Panama, I'm not talking about history of Laos or anything. Just your own history of the United States, just our history. Just to know where were we, why we did this, or what happened to that. Why? Because you're becoming a leader, near future. That's it, that's all we have, you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you're born in Puerto Rico, you cannot ever vote even if you moved over here?
No,
They all citizens.
Because aren't they born with U.S. citizenship?
Yeah.
They can't vote because it's not the U.S. States, U.S. territory.
They
So
can't
can come, and then they become U.S. citizen, then they can vote. But
They're already U.S. citizens.
Sort of. They have less rights.
But they have to be in the United States.
Yeah. In order for them to vote, I think it's the amount of months that they have to live or years, and yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask why is Hawaii
Hawaii
was a territory.
was a territory,
But then we became a state like 15 years ago.
Why not?
How is that?
How we became a state? What happened?
Just took over.
Yeah, practically. Yeah, practically.
Wait a minute, I
We
couldn't
took in that. So we were
Yeah, Baba was
practically.
Well,
We're gonna watch a movie. How's that? When we finish we're gonna watch 2 movies regarding this unit. Okay, now I'm just adding them. Okay, for us to learn. Yeah, and it's a great way of learning. Hopefully we're gonna watch a movie and I'm gonna ask right now this afternoon. But how, what happened to Hawaii, we're gonna relate to that versus these other countries. Yeah.
Southern Puerto Rico, do they speak English?
Yeah, it's a bilingual country, so, and the university is excellent. Yeah, so if you decide to, let's see, go and study in Puerto Rico, actually, had so much fun. I went and taught one semester at the University of Puerto Rico.
Really?
And yeah, and then you can take the classes either in Spanish, you can take it in English, you can take it in bilingual. Yeah, everybody, like your generation, majority of it, most of them, they're bilingual. Yeah,
So there's a
formal
class.
education is English / Spanish. Yeah, so that's why they can come back and forth to the United States. However, of course, they still have their different accents, right? Now, the older people, a lot of them don't want to speak English because they prefer to speak Spanish. Same thing like in Hawaii. If they're Hawaiians, they prefer to speak Hawaiian versus English. Why not? It's their language. It's their land. They live here, right? So same concept. Puerto Ricans, why they only speak Spanish, the older generation, is because they took over and they didn't have enough time for them to learn this new life. Yeah, like Hawaii became a state when 1951. Well, some of your parents, some of your parents were born either before 1951 or a little after 1951, or your grandparents maybe. Yeah, your grandparents. So it's not that long ago. We're not talking about centuries. We're just talking about around the corner, 1951. It's like I was, yeah, my parents, no. My mom was probably 9. So imagine, yeah, your grandparents. Yeah? So it's not that long ago for Hawaii to become a state. And yet, in less than a century, we lost a language. We're losing a culture. That's horrible. So these countries, Guam, what language Guam speaks? Chamorro. Say Chamorro. What is it? In Guam, they speak Chamorro. Chamorro is a community like Spanish. Yeah, but they have their own native language, so it's a mixture of languages. So they speak Chamorro. In Fiji, they have also their own dialect, their own language. Yeah, / English. And the person from Guam, their English is perfect. Yeah, same thing in Samoa. They have their own language, but they also speak English. Yeah, they don't lose that. But once you lose a language, you lose a culture. You understand? Yeah. So, okay. Anyway, ahora, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Tenemos 20 minutos.
Why did the Hawaiian language get lost?
Because missionaries took over.
Because it was prohibited for them to dance to speak Hawaiian.
No, because there's because the white people were going with the.
Because it
Why
wasn't,
did they have
it wasn't following their rules.
Yeah, and over
The
time.
same thing that happens everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Every single time the
Same thing
missionaries
with
show up.
Now think of it. Same thing happened with the Spanish-speaking countries. So you just saw the cunas, right? Now the cunas are forced to learn Spanish. Why? Because the Spaniards took over. Same concept, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let me see.